Hello and welcome to this Themify screencast. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get started with Themify Builder and how to use it to customize your website. So to get going with Builder, you need to first create a new page. So head to your WordPress dashboard and then go to Pages and then Add New. Here you can enter your title, so I'll go for Themify Builder Demo. And then if you scroll down, you want to head to Page Options and select the sidebar option to No Sidebar. And then if you click on the Page Builder tab, you just need to scroll down a little bit more and click Switch to Frontend. And this switches Builder into its what you see is what you get mode, and you can use this to add content to your site and see what you're getting at the same time. So here, this is Builder. Along the bottom you have the different modules, all the different types of content, and you can drag and drop these into these sections above, which in turn can be dragged to move them around and add columns. Builder is really intuitive to use, but over the next couple of minutes I'm just going to show you all the little tips and tricks you need to get using it. So to get started, we're going to add a title, and we're going to do this by taking the text module, dragging and dropping it on to the content area, and as you can see, this brings up this dialog box. This is the same thing that happens when you drag and drop any Builder module. It opens up this dialog box where you can fill in the content and the settings you want for that module. So with our text module, you can see we've got the module title, and below that the what you see is what you get content area, which is the same area as if you were writing a post or a page in the WordPress dashboard. So it's got all the familiar icons and settings. So here on this text module, I'm just going to add in the module title, which is an H3 tag which will appear above any content in that module. So here I'm just going to add in text module. And then in the content area below, I'm going to add in a title here just by selecting the drop down and clicking heading 1. And here we'll just go for sample title. So that's going to be creating my title, and now I can hit Control S on a PC or Command S on a Mac to save that module. And you can see I now have text module as the module title and sample title as the title in that text module. If I now want to edit that module again, I can now just double click on the module itself, bringing up the lightbox again, and here I can add in any other content I want. So for example, if I want to add in perhaps a shortcode which are supported in the text module, I could add in list post style grid limit 4, which is going to generate a grid of 4 posts. And now if I hit save on that, you'll see that those posts are automatically generated. And indeed, if you enter any other shortcode or content, then that will be automatically displayed once you hit save on that module. And so that's your first module created. You can see that I can drag this around, and if I have other modules later on, I can just drag and drop this to move it. I can also hover over here to duplicate or delete. So next I'm going to add in a divider module. I'm just going to scroll down and take the divider module from the bottom and just drag and drop directly below where I want it. And here I'm just going to use the lightbox settings. I'm going to set a thickness of 1 pixel, use the color picker to select a dark grey, and just have a 5 pixel border. And if I hit save, then you can see that divider has been automatically generated. So now below that divider, I'm just going to add in a map module just to show you how that works. So again, just take the module you want, drag and just drop it where you want it. So I want it below that divider, so I'm just going to add it in there. So in the map module itself, I just need to enter an address, so I'll just go for London, England. I can select the zoom and the width and the height. I can also add a border should I so wish, and any additional CSS. And just hit save, and that map will be automatically generated. And I've now created a map module. If I wanted to add a divider underneath that, I'll just show you how easy it is to duplicate modules here, just by hovering over the divider I created earlier and pressing this duplicate button. And you can see I now have 2 dividers. I'm just going to drag and drop this second divider below the map, and that's now in place. So I'm now going to show you how to add menus, and I'm going to do this in a separate grid. So if I scroll down a bit more, you can see I have this separate grid below, and I can use this when I want to have columns different from the grid above or below. So I'd like to have a menu with one on the left hand side taking up a quarter of the space, and then a second menu on the right hand side taking up 3/4 of the space. So to do that, I just need to use Builder to create a grid, and I can do that just by taking this end here and dragging, and then it automatically creates these breakpoints, and I just need to select the one I want. So here I'd like it 1/4 to 3/4. So I'm just going to drag and then let go, and you can see those columns have been automatically created in that grid. So I wanted one column here and then another column taking up the rest of the space. So to achieve that, I just need to take the edge of the column here, just drag and drop, and you can see that's automatically been created. So now to add in my menu, I'm just going to take the menu module from the bottom, drag and drop it where I want it. So I'm going to want this one on the left hand side, so I'm just going to drag and drop there. As you're familiar with now, this now brings up a dialog lightbox where I can add in the settings I'd like. So here I'm just going to have a vertical menu and select that one there. I can add the color settings, so I'll go for a blue, and I'll just keep it rounded with the other settings off. So when I hit save, that menu has been automatically created. So I'm now going to add another menu in on the right hand side. So I'm just going to take this one and duplicate it by pressing the duplicate button, and then I can just drag and drop to where I'd like it. And as you can see, I now have one column on the left and one column on the right taking up those 3 columns I created earlier. But say I'd like to edit this so that it takes up the whole width here. To edit this menu, I just need to double click to get into the dialog box, and then I can select the menu layout here. And I can change the color option should I so wish. So we'll go for rounded and with a gradient, then hit save, and you can see that menu has been automatically created. Moving on then, let's now take a look at the image module. So scrolling down again and looking at a new grid, I'm going to split this one half and half. So just drag and drop into the middle, and then drag and drop onto this side. So I'm now just going to drop in the image module on the left hand side. So take that and drop in, and you can see the dialog box pops up. And here I'm going to add the image style with the image on the left hand side. Now to add in the image, I can either upload directly or browse the WordPress media library for any images I've already uploaded. So I'm going to do that now. And you can see this brings up the standard WordPress media library where I have all the media I've uploaded. And here I'm just going to select an image. So we'll go for this one here. Insert file URL, and you can see that image has been automatically added. So here I'm going to set the image width and height to 200 pixels, and I'm just going to add in the caption with some dummy text here. And now when I hit save, I'll have that automatically created, and you can see I have the image on the left and the text, the caption, down the right. So now to add in my image on the right hand side, I'm again going to duplicate this module and just drag and drop that where I want it. And again, I can double click to edit. And here I'm just going to choose a different image from my media library. I'll go for this one here. So this time I'm just going to keep it rounded, but I'm going to add a lightbox to the image so that it will expand when you click on it. So I'm just going to take the image URL here and copy it and paste it into the image link field down below. And then tick the boxes open link in lightbox and show zoom icon. I'm just going to get rid of that caption. And finally, I'm just going to select the image style as the wider one here. So now hit save, and you'll see this image now has the zoom icon, which on the actual site will open up a lightbox expanding the image. And that's how images work. Of course, if you want to, you can add titles here and any other content you're after. We're now going to take a look at sliders. Again, looking at a new grid here, I'm just going to spend some time looking at all the different sliders available and just how to use them in Builder. So to start off with, it's the same as any other module, just drag and drop where you want it. So just going to drop the slider module in here. And as usual, it brings up this dialog box. So I'm going to start off by adding a post slider here, which I'll use to display my blog posts. So I'm just going to add in a title post slider, and here I can select what to display. So here I'm going for blog posts, and I can select the category for my blog, and I'll go for the blog category. I'm now going to choose how many posts I'd like to display, and I can do that here, just put in a number, so I'll go for 3. I can then choose how many posts I'd like to offset. So if you had a slider beforehand showing the first 2 posts, you might enter an offset of 2 here, which would skip out the first 2 posts that are eligible to be displayed. I'm going to leave that blank though, and here I'm just going to set the excerpt to display, which is something I can set in the WordPress post writing screen. I'm going to leave all of these blank and just choose this slider layout here, with the main image above and then the title and captions below. I'm going to add in an image width of 474 and an image height of 300. And then right down at the bottom, I can just choose the slider options. So I'm just going to set that to 5 seconds instead of 4 seconds and leave everything else as it is. Then scroll down right to the bottom and hit save. And you can see our slider has automatically been created. And as with any other Builder module, I can just take this and I'm going to split this grid here into columns. So just take that, and you can see that slider now takes up nicely half the width of this grid area. This leaves me with 2 spare columns on the right hand side where I can add in a couple of extra sliders just to show you how they work. I'm going to start off with a portfolio slider, which is going to pull in content from the custom post type portfolio, and I've entered that content already. So I just need to select this slider module down here, drag and drop where I'd like it, and then the same option screen displays. So I'm going to go for a portfolio slider, and this time I'm going to display portfolio content, and I'd like this to display my photos and go for 3 of them. I'll turn off any additional content, and if I scroll down I can select this slider layout here, which will display the title over the image. I'm now just going to enter width and height I'd like, so I'll just go for 225 and then 170. I'm just going to leave the rest of the settings as they are, and right to the bottom just hit save, and now we'll see this portfolio slider has been automatically created, showing the content from the portfolio I've added in the WordPress dashboard. So now below that portfolio slider, I'm going to add in a video slider. To do this, as always, just take the module down here and drag and drop where I'd like it. So here I'm just going to add in a title, so this time we're showing off videos, and just select the videos button here, which now brings up this additional option here, where I can enter all the content and all the information about the videos I'd like displayed. So I'm just going to show you 2 videos here. One will be from Vimeo, so I'll just paste that in, the video URL and the video title. And then at the bottom here, I'm just going to click Add New Row to display the second video I'd like displayed. This time it's from YouTube, so I'm just going to add in the video URL and the video title YouTube. I can then, should I so want, add additional rows here just by clicking that button, and I can also drag and drop these to reorder them. So I can drag that and drop to reorder. I'm just going to get rid of this one by hovering over and deleting. You can of course also hover over there and duplicate. As with most things in Themify Builder, this is completely drag and drop. So moving down to the bottom, the layout I'm going to leave as it is, and I'm going to leave the rest of those settings as they are by default. So now when I hit save, Builder is going to take those videos and embed them into this lovely slider with those two videos, one from YouTube and one from Vimeo. So then in this third column, I'm going to add in two more sliders quickly. We'll take the image slider and then a text slider. So as always, just take the module you want, drag and drop. And first off, we'll show off the image slider. So I'm just going to take the title here and ticks the box that says images. Again, this brings up the rows that were in the videos, and you can enter all the details about the images you want here, and of course add extra rows and duplicate and move them around as you would expect. So adding in my image here, again I can upload or browse the media library. So again, I'm just going to choose a picture here that I've already uploaded, and I'll just go for this one at random and insert file URL. And first off, we'll show off an image with a link. So just going to add the title image with link, and we'll link that up to Themify.me. I'm then going to add in another image, so just click add new row and then enter in the details again. So I'm just going to browse my media library and just take this first picture here, and we'll title this one image without link. And I'm going to leave the slider layout options as they are by default, and the rest of these options I'm going to leave as they are. So if I hit save on that, you will see this image slider, one with an image with a link and one without a link, is displaying on that right hand column there. So finally for these sliders, I'm just going to add in one final slider on the bottom right, and this one's going to be a text slider. Here, as the name suggests, you can enter any text you'd like. So I'm just going to add in the module title text slider, and then if I hit the text radio button there, I can now, through the what you see is what you get editor here, enter the content I'd like. So I've already created this, so I'm just going to paste it in. I've got a title there, text slide 1, and a message below saying you can insert content here using the visual editor, as you know. So to create another slide here, as always, just hit the add new row button. And here I can paste in the content for my second row. And finally, I'm just going to create one more and paste in my content here. You can, of course, as with all row user interfaces in Builder, drag and drop these around, duplicate or delete by hovering over. So finally on that, I'm just going to hit save, and you can see that text slider is now displaying with the content I selected. And that really is all you need to know about sliders in Themify Builder. So moving on, I'm just going to quickly show you the portfolio modules. So to use this, as always, just take the module you want, drag and drop where you want it. This brings up the dialog box, and in this particular module, it's using the portfolio custom post type to display content here. So as I've already set up my content in the WordPress dashboard, I can very easily and quickly add my portfolio here. So I'm just going to select all categories. I'll go for 4 items from my portfolio and just set to display no additional content. Scroll down, I'll just add image width and height here for what I'd like. And then scrolling down to the bottom, I'll leave everything else as it is and just hit save, and that's going to add in my portfolio. And you can see that's working as you'd expect. The same kind of concept applies to the testimonial module, so I'm just going to take that and drag that below the portfolio, and this again pulls in the custom post type, and you can populate that custom post type in the WordPress dashboard. And here I have the familiar options, so I'm just going to change the layout this time, and again display all categories of testimonials, but this time we'll go for 3. I'm going to put them in descending order, so the newest posts first, ordered by date, and with the excerpt displaying. I'm just going to set the image width and height to 50 each, and then if I scroll right to the bottom, I can just hit save, and that's going to add in my testimonials. And you can see that's automatically adding those in. I'm now going to show you the highlight module, which again uses WordPress custom post types, And as with the previous two modules, you can add in the content there, and it will automatically display here with the module inserted. So I'm just going to show you a different layout here, and we'll go for this grid here. And we'll just go for features here. We'll display 4 of those, with all the content displaying. And I'm just going to leave the rest of those fields blank, just to show you quickly how this works. If I hit save, then the highlights I've entered in the WordPress dashboard are now displaying. And you can see that's looking really good. So below that highlight module, I'm going to add in a call to action callout module. And to do this, I just need to take the callout module here, drag and drop where I'd like it. So I'm just going to pop it below that highlight module. And here I can add a block of text with a call to action button. And so here I have the familiar options in the lightbox, and I'm just going to add in the heading here, which says, of course, Themify Builder is awesome. Add in the text, so this is just the text in the call to action box. And I can select the color of the callout, any appearance options I'd like here, and then the link where I'd like the button to go to. So of course this has to go to Themify.me. You can send it wherever you like, and I'm just going to add in text that just says call out button. I'm then going to display this button as a nice red and just display it rounded with no gradient, and hit save, and you can see that call to action has now been added. And if I was visiting this website, this would certainly have my attention. So we're now going to take a look at the tab modules and how you can use these to create tabbed areas and tabbed content on your site. So in this new grid here, because I would like this in columns, I'm going to drop in a tab module here, which will then bring up the options page. So I'm going to go for a vertical tab here, and I'm going to keep it the default color and with no gradient. I'm just going to add in a title that says tab 1, and then just some dummy content here. And then I can use the same row format as in the sliders to add in another tab here. And we'll just call this one tab 2, and I'll just take the same dummy content as we had before. And you can of course duplicate, delete, and drag around these tabs. But I'll have tab 1 first here. So I'll just put those back. Of course you can add in extra tabs, extra rows here, and drag and duplicate any of these. I'll leave them as they are though, and just hit save to create that tabbed area. And you can see that's now displaying. I'm now just going to split this grid into columns. So again, just by dragging the outside and bringing it into the middle. I'd like 2 columns here, so I'm just going to drag this back so we have 2 columns. I'll now just duplicate this tab by hovering over and hitting the duplicate button, and then I'm just going to drag this duplicated tab module onto the right hand side. So now I'm just going to edit this duplicated tab module by double clicking, or you can use this button on the top left. And this time I'm just going to change the appearance slightly, so we'll go for a different layout and a different colour. I'm going to keep the content the same, but of course you can change it should you so wish. And just hit save on that, and you can now see I've got this second tabbed area with the colour I selected. Moving on down the page, I'm just going to show you how you can combine different types of module to create a really cool and innovative layout for your site. So just scrolling down here, you can of course combine any type of module you like, but in this example I'm going to combine a video module, a post module, and a gallery module. So I'm going to start just by dragging this into 2 columns in this new grid here, and then get rid of that second bit here. And now I'm on the left hand side, I'm just going to add in a video module on the top left. And here of course I can add in any video I want. I'm going to go for a video from YouTube, of course the Themify Builder screencast, add in the URL here. I can of course choose any style I want here, and I'll just add in the title Themify Builder. I'm going to leave the rest of the options blank and just click Save to add that in. And you can see that video is now embedded. To the right of that, on this right hand grid, I'm going to add in a post module to display a couple of my posts. So I'm just going to take the post module, drag and drop. And here I'm going to go for a layout with the images on the left hand side and the content cascading down the right. I'm just going to go for all the categories I've got. And I'll display 3 posts here with an excerpt. Just scrolling down, I'm going to add in the image width and height of 100 pixels. So it's just a small square image attached to it. I'm going to leave the rest of those options as they are, hit save, and you will now see I've got these posts from my blog displayed automatically on the right hand side. This now leaves a gap on the left, so to fill that I'm just going to add in a quick image gallery. And I can do this by taking the gallery module, dragging and dropping where I'd like it, and then filling in the options. So here I'm just going to add in the gallery with no title here, so I just need to click Insert Gallery, and I can use WordPress's media uploader to build that gallery. So I'm just going to add, we'll go for 6 images here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I just need to click Add to Gallery. And now I can add captions if I want, and choose how many columns I'd like these in. So I'd like 3 columns. So I'll just click Update Gallery, and WordPress will embed this shortcode I need to create that gallery here. And I'm just going to add in a thumbnail width of 140 pixels and keep the images rounded. If I now add that in, I'll now see this gallery has been automatically created with the options I wanted. So finally now, in a new grid at the bottom, I'm just going to add in an accordion and a text box. So first off with the accordion, just take the module, drag and drop. And of course I can now enter in the content as you're familiar with by now. And I'm just going to keep this one a toggle accordion, and I'll just put it as blue there. And I'll just go for rounded with no gradient. Now here we have the familiar row system, and I can just add in the titles and any text I like. So I'm just going to paste in some dummy text here. Of course you can add any content you want, and I can choose whether by default this accordion layer is open or closed. I'll keep this one closed by default. Just going to add in another row here quickly. Add in the title I like, accordion 2. Paste in the content, or write the content you want here, and we'll keep this one open by default and add in a final layer here, and then paste in the content, and we'll keep this one closed as well. You can of course, as with other row user interfaces on Themify Builder, drag and drop these around just by picking them up, or you can duplicate or delete any ones you added accidentally. And I'll just hit save, which is going to create this accordion. And you can see that's been created. I'd now like to add in a text box to the right of that, so I'm just going to take this and drag it into columns and just remove this so we have a 2-column layout here. So to add the text box, and it being a box rather than just a block of text, I'm going to take the box module and drop that in here. So we're going to go for a flat yellow box, so you can enter your content here, add a title should you so wish. This is the same what you see is what you get editor you'll be familiar with throughout the rest of Builder and the rest of WordPress. So I'm just going to take that and make it yellow so that it fits the description, and get rid of those appearance options there. Hit save, and you'll see to the right of my accordion I've got this flat yellow box has been created. And that concludes our look around Builder. Hopefully this tutorial, this short video, has shown you really how easy it is to use Builder, and how you can really easily create your own site and customize it exactly how you want. I hope this video has been helpful, and thank you very much for watching.